our monthly meetings to talk about these very issues. And we all have friends, and I do too, that text me quite often about work that might start at their home that doesn't get completed. But that's not the norm of the contractors out there. So this is a heads up to really seek out the contractors that have the track record to get the work done, and to be aware of those who potentially are not following the rules that they should be following. And Carol's met with me in my office as well to talk about these very things. But we need to make sure that we protect the consumer out there, and also protect the businesses that really operate properly and do the work that we all need done, whether at our homes or our businesses. So I'm really grateful to the Director of the Wire, the Department of Business Regulation, for maintaining a resource like we're talking about today, and the contractors, Chief Jim Gallo of Rhode Island Contractors Registration Licensing and Board Vice Chair Carol O'Donnell, as I said, as well as a few consumers who know the impact unlicensed contractors can have on their personal lives, right? So today is all about education, it's about awareness. Whenever you're doing work around your house or your business, your yard, or your family's property, the first step should always be checking this DBR online portal. Head over to Contractors Registration Board at CRBDORRI. That's right? No. DBR. Why does it say DOR on my nose? DBR, of course. .gov, right? So I'm going to repeat that correctly. CRBDBRRI.gov. That's where we want you to go, and I think that you'll be, I think that you'll believe that it's a good thing to do once you do that, right? So not too many Rhode Islanders, are doing this, and we want more to do it, right? We want to make sure that this portal, we want you to know that this portal has helped many people, and the state identified many fraudulent contractors trying to hurt Rhode Island consumers, and to really put a black mark on the reputation of contractors in general. And I want to repeat that there's people who do the work that you can rely on, and we want you to use those through this portal, and feedback from people like Charlie, who's texted me multiple times, and we're trying to help him out, as we are everyone. We've been able to help track down the bad actors in this world, and resulting in more than $440,000 in penalties against them. It has also helped put nearly $250,000 back in the pockets of Rhode Islanders. Needless to say, this is quick, easy, and worth both your time and your money. So again, by checking out the portal at crbdbrri.gov, you can help Rhode Island crack down on schemes and protect consumers in our state. So thank you so much for the leadership that you're providing here, DBR Director, and Carol, as well as on the boards that you serve on. Thank you for serving on the Commerce Board as well. Let's check. Let's make every day check your contract today. Thank you very much, and if I give it back to you, correct? Carol, come on up. Thank you.
Good morning to everyone. My name is Carol O'Donnell. I am Vice Chair of the Contractors Board. I've been on the board since 2015, 10 years, and I strongly feel that it's critical consumer protection for Rhode Islanders. If you hire a contractor, get a contract, check their registration, check their insurances. If they just come up to your home, like the governor said, beware, unless your neighbor next door is having them do a job and you discuss. We have springtime coming, we have a lot of people out, a lot of people on weekends when the building industry, the offices are not open. And we really need to be careful because there's a lot of people that are getting hurt. The contractors board is made up of industry members. We play an important role in policy and in the industry itself, but we can't control what goes on outside. And I think consumers really need to understand with this climate, with the way things have changed, especially all around the world, let alone in the state, that there's a lot of people that are getting taken advantage of. So do your due diligence, contracts, check licenses if you work for, if they're in the trades, registrations, and make sure they pull out all the proper permits for the job that you hired them to do. Don't pull the permits out yourself, have your contractor pull them out. So ultimately, CRLB's goal is to resolve as many matters as possible with two goals in mind: consumer protection and contractor compliance. The CRLB is committed to advancing both of these goals and does so through consensual resolution of complaints and violations whenever possible. So in closing, thank you to the governor for your support in this important program, to the media members here today, and thank you to the DBR director, Dwight. Thank you.
Yeah, so we have a demo of how the registration works, so you can actually see what you're going to do when you go into the website and look up a contractor. And Carol was kind enough to allow us to look her up. So we didn't want to just pull anyone up. So this is Josh Knoll, by the way, to the right of our screen. Josh, this is where they go.
Yeah, this is the main Contractors Board website, so it's the homepage for the Contractors Board. In order to get to the portal, to search and register, for the consumer. Tab.
So that's, in case you can't hear them, it's for the consumer. It's the center tab. Search or register.
And you can click on the magnifying glass for search or register. It's recommended that you search the contractor's name.
That's company.
Sorry.
So what I mentioned earlier is if you search by company, you'll get results for only that company. There are contractors with multiple companies, so what we suggest is that you search their name so that you'll get all of their companies. But
So in this case, we searched Vice Chair O'Donnell's name and get both of the companies that are registered to her. Individuals are required to register each company if they have multiple. And as you can see in this case, you can see the registration number, the company that's being operated, the registrant in our files, what type of license they have, residential or commercial, whether it's valid or invalid, the expiration date, and whether or not there's existing violations on that person's registration.
and the violations, again, of course, Carol does not have any, but you would see a number in that last column, and you might want to inquire a little further.
And hypothetically, if you did see one for a contractor that you searched and you see a violation, you can get further context on that by clicking down here on this hyperlink, which will take you to the enforcements page of the CRLB, and this includes posted final orders and enforcements against contractors going back for 5 years. We have up until 2020. If you need further information on violations that predate that, we can work with you. Just reach out to the office.
If you do get to these pages and you want more information, we have, as the governor said, an email address. Again, it's crb@dbr.ri.gov. We also have a telephone number, which is 401-921-1590. And if you call us, we can assist you to get to this page or provide you different information.
Absolutely.
So I think we'll just take any questions, if there's anyone that has questions.
Just a simple question. Somebody speaks Spanish on the line?
So we have the ability to get Spanish-speaking translators, yes. One of the people answering the phone are not bilingual, but we do have that ability. So if you want something in Spanish, let the person who answers the phone know, and they will arrange for a Spanish-speaking translator.
The follow-up question is, I know a lot of Latino contractors, they don't have a license.
Suggest that they get registered.
Well, you need to do an outreach for that, because it's hard.
Yeah.
You can have my friend Mecano in the back. There's a lot of contractors there taking advantage of the minority community. How do we can, report them, in a way that is fair for the consumer?
Well, honestly, if you know of a contractor, and you have contact information, you could send it into the email address or the telephone number. We're trying to do things like this to get the word out, that you have to be registered. That's the law in Rhode Island. You need to be registered. It is not a license, right? So you don't have to take an exam, you simply have to register. You have to have insurance, and you have to register with us and take a 5-hour course. We've honestly made the course pretty easy. You can do it online, so it's, you know, it shouldn't be that much of a burden. If they don't know about the requirement, let them know. We will try to do as many of these outreach as we can, to let people know and let them know how to register. And of course, when we find people who aren't registered, we talk to them about that.
But we can get over it, we need to.
Yeah.
That's the director I was talking about. That would be a good event, we have some.
Yeah, we'll do more of this.
Rhode Island Builders has the 5-hour course, and they have it in Spanish also. So Rhode Island, you would go there, you could go in person, you have the 5-hour course, you get your insurance, and then you come and register with the documents. There are avenues.
There are, yeah.
That's good.
That's good. Did you have a question, Matt?
Yeah. So when you're dealing with a homeowner and they're not so familiar with their rights and really the contract terms, what is it that you want them to provide you to really help enforce their rights? What
So,
information?
When a consumer calls us, we want a narrative of what their interactions with the contractor were. Best case scenario, they have a written contract, because that'll really give us an understanding. But a summary of what happened, we will contact the consumer and get more information. Virtually, almost always, we have to have a conversation to really be able to, get out there and have all the facts that we need.
Is there someone that goes out to the property and takes photos and does like a in-person assessment as well?
It depends on the case. So in some cases, there's no need to. For instance, somebody might take a deposit and do no work. There's nothing to really photograph. Someone might have a violation of one of the statutes. But if it's a dispute that's further, we can send someone out, and we will send someone out.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes?
One of the issues that have historically taken place with contractors, both the registered licensed contractors as well as the illegals, is workers' comp fraud. And most homeowners have no idea that if there's a work-related injury on their property and there's no workers' comp coverage, they can and most likely will be on the hook for that claim. When Peter Kilmartin became Attorney General, one of the things that he did, which I served on, was form a committee to bring together and unite the Contractors Registration Board, at the time it was under DOL, DBR, the Attorney General's office, and Beacon Mutual, and all of the building officials. So in addition to the Contractors Licensing Board having the inspectors in the field, the building inspectors are out there as well. The goal was to have whomever is on site record all of those people and share that information with the AG, with the DVR, with workers' comp. Because at some point, those contractors are gonna get an audit. And if the name of those individuals that were on that site are not listed in their audit, then they were employing illegal workers with no workers' comp coverage. That was something that it didn't progress. There was issues that took place that just didn't allow that to happen. But I think that would be something that would be very appropriate to put that in full circle, because workers' comp fraud is a big problem in Rhode Island.
Yeah, we agree. So you may know that DBR is also the insurance department.
Mhm.
So we're very well aware of the issues with workers' comp and people not paying premiums in. And you are correct. If someone is injured on your property, and there's no workers' comp, you as an individual could be responsible. It could also be covered by your homeowner's policy, but it's not something you wanna deal with as a consumer. Right now, we have a task force out of the Department of Labor and Training, which is also very concerned about this because of wage and hours. We have 2 representatives there, one from insurance, one from the contractors board. Beacon is on the group, the Attorney General has a representative, and we're addressing some of these issues in that way. Probably not exactly like what you were talking about, but we're very well aware of these issues, and we agree it is a problem. Consumers should be aware and should ask for workers' comp coverage. Everyone that's registered with us that has employees is required to have workers' comp coverage. You are also correct, though, that sometimes employers will not report their employees. So, but anyone that has that information, please send it in to us. We will work with the AG and DLT to address it, and Beacon.
Now, another question, this sounds stupid. What about the responsibility of Home Depot, Lowe's, selling to all these people material? We're gonna hold them accountable too? Because they sell to everybody. Wherever go to the stores, buy construction material. I know all my friends are doing legal work. There's places they go to buy. We're gonna hold them accountable, Lowe's and Home Depot?
Well, I mean, people are allowed to buy construction materials even if they're not doing something at someone else's house. So I don't know how we could hold Lowe's and Home Depot responsible for that. But we can do more outreach to get out to people to let them know you need to be registered. And if you're not registered and we find out about it, we're going to be coming after you. Thank you all.
Because I wish I had known about this before I knew everybody involved.
Thank you.
But it was a very successful resolution, coming from a different state. I thought I was throwing my thing into the black hole, but it worked.
That's wonderful, thanks so much.
Thank you so much.
And that's what we want, if consumers have been harmed, please contact us. We can advise you, and if necessary, we can take action as a contractor. Okay, thank you all.